Hi dear students of class 10. Today we will read one very interesting text written by Robert Arthur, and the name of the text is The Midnight Visitor. Do you know what is the meaning of midnight visitor? Basically, by the term midnight visitor, we used to say about any unwanted guest, right? This is the guest whom you will not welcome, right? Or whom you do not welcome. Unwanted guest, right? Kind of thief or something else or someone else. Here in this particular text we will read about secret agents. Okay, and before reading the text you have to understand something about the author, Robert Arthur. Robert Arthur was actually an American writer. He wrote many things about many things, but kind of these mysterious stories are very much popular of Robert Arthur. Right. Here in this particular text we will see the characters like Osable, a secret agent. He is expecting to get a very important report, right? So Osable was a secret agent and he is trying to get a very important report. Another secret agent, Max, threatens him with a pistol, demanding the report, right? So possible he was a secret agent expecting to get a very important report. Another secret agent, and his name is Max, he threatens him with a pistol to get the report. So does Osable outwit him? Outwit means kind of deceive or defeat him. That we have to find out. So first there are two questions that you have to read and find out. How is Osable different from other secret agents? And who is Fowler? And what is his first authentic thrill of the day? Okay, so you must have heard about many secret agents like James Bond, right? So think about that. Now we will read and discuss. Osable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. So Osable was a secret agent, and Fowler, he had read about many secret agents, but Osable's that outward appearance did not fit to any kind of secret agents, right, that Fowler had read. Following him down the musty corridor of the gloomy French hotel where Osable had a room, Fowler felt let down. So who was following whom? Here Fowler came to meet Osable, that secret agent. So he was following him down that musty corridor. Musty means kind of having a very stale or damp smell, right? So corridor, kind of veranda of the gloomy means kind of dark, okay, not clear but dark, French hotel where Osable had a room. After going there, Fowler felt let down. Let down means disappointed. It was a small room on the 6th and top floor. Small room on the 6th floor, and that was the top floor. And scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. So scarce means hardly. So there was not at all any setting for any romantic adventure, means you will have a very good experience, good adventure. So that was not like that. Now we are coming to the physical description of Oswald. Oswald was, for one thing, fat, very much fat. And then there was his accent. Accent means the kind of pronunciation of words, right? For South Indian you will have different pronunciation, for North Indian people they will have different, and for Central Indian people they were having kind of different pronunciation. So accent, the way you pronounce the words. Though he spoke French and German passably, he had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. Okay, so though he spoke French and German passably means moderately, averagely, right? So passably, he had never altogether, so he would speak French and German moderately, right? But he had never altogether lost the American accent, American pronunciation he had brought to Paris, that he had brought to Paris from Boston. Boston means America, Paris means France, so that 20 years ago. You are disappointed, Oswald said wheezily over his shoulder. So Oswald said wheezily. Wheezily means kind with a wheezing sound. Means when you speak and if you have or if you are taking breath heavily, right? That is also wheezing sound. So you are disappointed. Oswald said wheezily over his shoulder. So over his shoulder he said wheezily, and also kind of mockingly here. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy, dealing in espionage and danger. You were told, means someone told you, right? In passive sense, that what I was a secret agent. I means Oswald was a secret agent. A spy. Spy means who doesn't come forward but hides and keeps eye or keeps watch. Okay, so or watches thing secretly. Dealing in espionage. What is espionage? The practice of spying or of using spies typically by governments to obtain information. That is espionage. Repeating the thing, the practice of spying or of using spies typically by governments to obtain, to get information. So you were told that I was secret agent, a spy, dealing in espionage and danger. Definitely that will be dangerous. So you wish to meet me because you are a writer. So now we are getting the idea that Fowler was a writer. So you wanted to meet me because you are a writer. Young and romantic writer. You envisioned mysterious figures in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine. So you envisioned means imagined or visualized. What? Very mysterious figures means it is kind of something which has mystery, not normal. So mysterious figures in the night you think about, you imagine. The crack of pistols means the sound of pistols, and the drug in the wine, and someone is mixing drugs in the wine, and you think about these things. So you must have thought that you are going to meet a spy who will have pistol and also taking wine or drinking wine with drugs, all these things. So all these things you will see. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, gets only a prosaic telephone call making an appointment in his room. So instead of that crack of pistols and drug in the wine, you have spent a time, a dull evening. It's not that and exciting, but dull, in a French music hall. With whom? The sloppy fat man. Sloppy means casual, not not carefully dressed, carelessly dressed. Fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, gets only prosaic telephone call and making an appointment in his room. So whenever you will see any movies or of whom, that any kind of secret agents, okay, here means kind of James Bond movies. So here there you will find what, when any lady is coming with dark eyed, okay, and giving any message, but here only gets prosaic means ordinary normal phone calls and making an appointment in his room, and then getting appointment in his room. You have been bored, you must have been tired, exhausted, bored. The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door. Chuckled. Chuckle means what? Chuckle means laughed quietly without opening mouth, but making noise. That is chuckle. So chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. Who was frustrated? That Fowler. Okay. So stood aside and let his frustrated guest enter in his room. You are disillusioned. What is disillusioned? Means to realize that he had his false kind of information. Means to not to believe. So you are disillusioned. Osabel told Fowler, but take cheer, my young friend. Take means but don't get upset. Means take cheer up. Presently you will see a paper. Present time you will see a paper. A quite important paper for which several men and women have risked their lives. And you will see a very important paper, and for the paper many men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. Someday soon the paper may well affect the course of history. And after the discovery of the paper, that paper will change the history. In that thought is drama. Is there not? In that thought is drama, kind of drama. Is there not? As he spoke, Osabel closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light. So closed the door and switched on the light. As the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. As the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic, that means real, actual thrill, that excitement of the day. For half away across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand, stood a man. Halfway means after means if that room is of 10 feet, so after 5 feet across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand. So a man was standing with a small automatic pistol. Osabel blinked means closed and opened his eyes, means he was surprised kind of. Max, he wheezed. Max, the wheeze means spoke, breathing noisily, heavily. You gave me quite a start, means you just alarmed me. You surprised me. I thought you were in Berlin. Berlin means in Germany. What are you doing here in my room? What are you doing here in my room? So how has Max got in, and how does Osabel said he got in? So you have to find out this. Max was slender, means thin, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty pointed countenance of a fox. So he was not at all tall, but little less than tall, with features, characteristics that suggested slightly, the crafty pointed countenance. Crafty means cleverly. Pointed means disapproving or annoyed countenance means facial expression of a fox. So he was like a kind of, his appearance was like a fox, very cleverly. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. So there was, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. Menacing means threatening. That will threaten Fowler or Osable. The report, he murmured. He said in very low voice, the report. The report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. The report is bringing tonight about some new missiles. Missile means, a flying weapon controlled by remote or something, by computer right now. I thought I would take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. So we'll continue next class. Thank you.